Okay, so remember when it was like bringing out a movie of an old TV show and changing all the cast and everything? It was a big worry, and then 21 Jump Street happened, and it was like, okay, this really is working, and the sequel was great. So the two 21, 22 Jump Street movies, they're really good movies, and then you've got films like Chips, which did that formula, tried to do the same thing and sucked, and now we have Baywatch, which has done the same thing, and I was thinking this could either be 21 Jump Street or Chips. And I've got to say, Baywatch is more Chips than 21 Jump Street, meaning it's not a very good movie, but there are things to enjoy about this movie. Like, as always, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, I love the guy. As I said in my Fast and Furious 8 review, he's oozing with likability. I fucking love the guy. He's awesome. And I like Zac Efron. Zac Efron's also pretty good in this movie, and they have an okay chemistry together when they get the time to. But overall, this movie doesn't do anything, groundbreaking or new, and it's not very funny. And for a comedy, I really didn't laugh that much. I think I probably laughed twice the whole movie, maybe three times. So as a comedy, it doesn't really work. The action kind of sucks. But anyway, I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. I'm going to get into this movie. So the plot of Baywatch is that Dwayne Johnson's playing a character called Mitch Buchanan, I think his name is. I've never watched the TV show, but I'm guessing that's David Hasselhoff's character's name. But yeah, so he's working on the beaches. He's like a top lifeguard. Everybody loves him. Everybody knows his name. To an insane degree, actually. Like, for a lifeguard, he's a fucking celebrity. It was a bit bizarre. But, I guess it's over the top and it's cheesy. And it knows it is at first. At first, it knows it's self-aware. It's like, yeah, this is what we are. The titles are awesome. Dwayne Johnson walks out of the water carrying, like, a person that he saved from drowning. The title Baywatch comes up behind him in huge letters. Dolphins are jumping around doing tricks. And it's like, okay, this movie knows what it is. It's self-aware. And then it starts trying to take itself seriously. And that's when it falls down. And that's when the plot kicks in, which involves Zac Efron's Matt Brody, who's an Olympic champion for some reason. They never really go into that, but it's like, okay, there's an Olympic champion. Nobody knows who he is, though. Nobody recognizes him. Oh, okay, fine. But anyway, he comes into it and he wants to be a lifeguard, and they're training him to be a lifeguard, but at the same time these drugs start washing up on the beach, and Dwayne Johnson's like, hey, we should investigate this. And what lifeguard does this? I mean, the film knows that it's stupid because they're repeatedly saying, why don't we just call the police, get the police involved? And you just can't help but think it, even though you're hearing it said on the screen. The point of the plot is that they don't get the police involved. You're just sort of thinking to yourself, the police could probably have sorted this quicker than the Baywatch team. I mean, they're very effective at their job. I mean, Dwayne Johnson's a tank. I would not mess with him. If I had him running at me or swimming at me, trying to get me to stop selling drugs, I'd just flush all those drugs down the toilet because I cannot be dealing with that. But it just seemed a bit far-fetched. I mean, the movie's supposed to be, which is fine. It's just it didn't always do it to the best extent, and when it wants you to take it seriously, you can't really. And that's what I'm saying. When it doesn't want you to take it seriously, you don't really laugh. Or at least in my case, some people might find this hilarious. But in my screen, there wasn't that much laughter. There was laughter, like quite heavy laughter every now and again. But there was never a point where people were uncontrollably laughing for quite some time. And it's a shame, really, because this movie really could have been something. And I was never, like I said, I've never really watched Baywatch, but I'd never watched the 21 Jump Street TV show. I love the movies, so it could have been possible here, but it's just a shame that I didn't like the movie as much as I'd have wanted to. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be great anyway. I thought it'd be garbage. And while it's not complete garbage, it does have a pretty good cast. Like, I like the whole cast, to be honest. They're quite a joy to watch. I mean, Zac Efron and Dwayne Johnson obviously round it out. I mean, this is Dwayne Johnson's movie. He is there. He is in the forefront for the whole movie. But Zac Efron does have a really good performance, and he's pretty good when it comes to the banter between him and The Rock. They get on, well, their characters don't, but they got on quite well as a screen presence, and I quite liked that, so that was good. So yeah, there was also cameos, as you know, from David Hasselhoff and Pamela Anderson. They just sort of came out of nowhere, and it was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll roll with that. They were kind of unneeded, but it's nice to see that they're still about. It's pretty great. David Hasselhoff's doing pretty well for himself, actually. I'm glad that he's been in this movie because his cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy plus this, he's going to be cameo king of 2017. Move over, Stan Lee. But anyway, a lot of people have talked about that one scene with the fire when they first go, like the team as you know, as a group, they all go to rescue someone for the first time. They're all together, and there's this burning boat, and then you look at it and the fire. Right. So let's get into this. This is how unseriously you take this scene, or I took this scene. If you've ever seen Birdemic, do you remember how fake those birds were from Birdemic? Think of the birds from Birdemic, but instead of birds, it's fire that you're supposed to take seriously, and it's supposed to be a big action set piece, like probably the biggest in the movie, to be honest, apart from that weird thing that happened at the end. But you look at this fire, and it's on the water anyway, so it's like, okay, I guess I could probably accept the fact that there's fire on water if it looks a bit better, but because it was so cartoonish, the Rock's just standing in the middle of it, the fire's climbing up, and you're just looking at it like, either you'd be burning alive, or, you know, if this looked better. But the fact that it looked so fake, it just looked like the fire was going through him like a light. Like this light shining on me, that's the fire on Dwayne Johnson in Baywatch. It really sucked. But yeah, I mean, even like that one annoying guy that sounded like Josh Gad, even him, I thought he was fine in this movie. I didn't mind him in this movie. So, you know, it says something. It says that this movie at least had enjoyability about it, but it just didn't do what I thought it would do. It didn't do that 21 Jump Street magic that I wanted it to. And I wanted this movie to be good. It's a shame that, you know, overall it's not very good, but some people will enjoy it. I mean, if you want to have, you know, a good time at the cinema, a film that you don't have to take that seriously until it calls you on for it, I guess this movie might be okay for you, but I wouldn't say spend your money on it, because it's not worth it. For a couple of good performances and maybe 2 laughs, it's not worth the price of admission. So if you've seen Baywatch, let me know what you think. Comment below. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll be back very soon. Goodbye.